Hello, everybody. This is Jacki Cox coming to you with ACE Community one more time. So, ACE Community is adventure, creativity, and enjoyment. And we do have our next monthly meeting coming up on Wednesday, April 1st. No fooling around. We will be meeting that day. And we do have Dhruvi Shah as our featured speaker for that day. So, welcome, Dhruvi. Glad to have you here with us today.
I am so excited to be here. Jackie, for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm going to introduce Dhruvi, and then we're just going to have a nice conversation. And Dhruvi, like I said, Dhruvi is our next speaker coming up on April 1st. So Dhruvi Shah is a therapeutic artist and the founder of the Art Alchemy Studio, a creative wellness space based in Parker, with a background in counseling and over a decade of experience supporting emotional well-being through education and the arts. I absolutely love this. This is why we connected so well. Dhruvi facilitates workshops, retreats, and community experiences that use creative expression as a tool for reflection, regulation, and connection. Her
Mhm.
work helps individuals and organizations move from burnout toward clarity and renewed creativity through accessible, process-focused art practices. So, Dhruvi, welcome again. It is so awesome. When I first met you, I love that you had this creative spirit all throughout you. And I love that. I talk about that a lot about being able to tap into our creative space more and on the right side of our brain. That's where our passion comes in and our intuition and creativity comes in many, many forms. So those of you that are feeling stressed out that, oh, I need to be creative or artistic, that's
Mhm.
not always the same. Art is beautiful in so many ways, and if you have that talent, that's amazing, like Dhruvi does. Also, creativity comes to us in so many formats. So Dhruvi, talk to us a little bit about how creativity has helped you along the way and what sparked that for you originally for you.
Okay, yo, I could write a book about this because
You
start
should.
it starts way back when I was a little child. But to be honest, I feel like we are all creative beings. Like as you said, art is just one part of creativity. It could be journaling, it could be gardening, crocheting, writing, singing, baking. There are so many avenues of creativity. Art was it for me. I
Yeah.
am not a baker by any means, and I cannot garden. So art was it for me. And I've always loved it, but I grew up. And as I grew up, I kind of started adulting and I just lost that part of me. I'm like,
Sure.
I don't have time for it. I've got to work. I've got a family. I've got to take care of
Mhm.
all these things that we take on as an adult. And it wasn't until I really needed something for me that art found its way back into my life. So
Beautiful.
is pandemic. You're thinking pandemic. I am in the throes of postpartum depression. You're alone, you're isolated. And I'm like, I need to find a way for me to enjoy being myself again, like who am I?
Sure.
And
Mhm.
it was that creativity. I'm like, that is the part of me that passion, that
Mhm.
that that life, that excitement, that lives in that right side of my brain. I needed to
Absolutely.
bring that back, and that's how this journey started for me.
I love that. I love that. And so you mentioned something, a major thing in your life. You went through postpartum. Um, how do you feel like the creativity kind of helped you through that process? Now, it can be anything going on in our lives, right? We can feel a little lonely or feeling in a space of, getting minor sadness or even going into a deeper depression. And there are things and people and hobbies that can pull us out of it. So how did it affect you as you were starting to kind of work your way through that?
Yeah, so I think like postpartum was a shock to me because I became a very different person. Everything that I was before I had my baby, I was not that person anymore. That independence, that freedom, going out into the community, just having that flexibility in life. I lost everything, that
Mm,
connection, that support. And then the pandemic didn't help either because if you're
right,
looking for community and connection, you don't have that anymore.
right.
And so that was just like one layer on top of another, And I think like the only conversation I was having were the ones in my head.
Ah,
And they were not good conversations at all. I'm like,
sure,
I cannot be living in my own head. That's a dangerous place for me to live.
sure.
And I just remember like after putting my son to sleep, I would turn on YouTube and shows weren't cutting it for me. I'm like, I don't want to focus. I just need something to calm my brain down, something I can just turn it off.
Sure.
And I started watching YouTube tutorials on people painting.
Mm.
So it was
That's
just,
mesmerizing, isn't it?
and it was like so therapeutic.
Yeah.
I think I watched like 5 or 6 videos, like, and these are like hour-long videos. So
Good for you. I
so
love
I
it.
was committed, I was like, and I didn't realize how long I was watching it. And I was like, and then the itch came and I'm like, oh, I gotta try this. Even they
Good.
so simple,
Love it.
I gotta try this. I ordered my paints, ordered my paper, and I just started.
Yeah.
I didn't think about being good. I didn't think about showing it to anyone. It was just me and my process. And
Love it.
I love the fact that my mind went quiet when I was painting,
Yes.
and I was like, this is great. And then I love the outcome of what I'm like. The results weren't always that great, but I love that I could see what I was feeling. I was like,
Mm.
oh, I'm like, that makes sense. Look at that. It is so ugly, but yeah, it is so true. It
That's
was
amazing though. I mean, I think painting and art and if you can truly get into it with the mindset that you just talked about of I didn't care what the outcome was. I didn't care how it actually looked. It was all about feeling and feeling connected to it. And so
yes,
I think that is such an important piece of this because at the end of the day, if you're doing something that can actually turn your brain off, which actually increases the level of creativity then too, if you can do that, that is really truly amazing. And so, how do you talked about it, how you did that personally. Now, how do you transfer that to your clients then?
so here's the thing. It's like I cannot turn your brain off for you,
Correct.
but I can create a space where you feel safe enough to do that.
Beautiful.
So I will guide you. I will help you. I will
Sure.
be there to hold your hand every step of the way. It is fun. Oh my God, we paint with the randomest objects. I'm like,
I love it.
I will give you branches. I will give you forks and knives. Like, let it out.
Yeah.
Something about painting with a fork just makes it less intimidating. You pick up a brush and you're like, oh, I'm an artist now. I've got to be an artist. I give you a fork and it is play all of a sudden.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to feel. I wanted to feel like we did when we were children, when we picked up that brush and we didn't do it with any agenda in mind. Like you painted that line and you're like, yep, that is my house. That is where I live. You cannot tell me otherwise. And that is a masterpiece.
That's right.
We
That's,
were so confident. We just loved it. We just loved painting for the fun of it. And
yep.
that is what I want to bring back. I'm like, we need to bring that back into our lives. So I just create these spaces. I create these workshops where you kind of take it back and get that feeling
Yeah.
what it was like to create for the sake of creativity.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. Yes, absolutely. I'm 100% on board with what you're saying, all of it. And it is true. I mean, we talk about this in ACE community as well. We've got to play more and we've got to be able to feel silly and laugh more. And, as an adult, yes, there are responsibilities and things like that that we need to take on. That also doesn't mean we still can't play.
Oh,
So I don't know, somewhere along the line, there seems to be this magic number of like, oh, now you're 25 and you've got to have these adult responsibilities and go beyond that. Now you're in your 30s and your responsibilities just got heavier because maybe you're having children now, or maybe you're switching jobs or switching careers, whatever it is. And then now, as you continue further on in life, it's like the responsibilities will still come.
yeah.
We have got to make creativity and playtime a priority.
Exactly. I feel like you got to balance it out because
You
I feel like
do.
otherwise you'll always find an excuse to stop enjoying life. There's
That's
always
right.
a reason to not have fun, but I'm like, you gotta find that reason to have fun.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah, we are totally in sync, Dhruvi. I love it.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about what happens at, not all the personal details, but what happens at a retreat and what are your clients come there with the mindset of, and then how do they leave? And I imagine they feel more refreshed and more relaxed and more focused. How do you get them there?
So the retreats I do with other wellness practitioners, whether it be somebody who's working on movement, somatic movement, or
Sure.
breathing, or yoga, or music, sound, So the women who come to these retreats, they want that deeper relationship with themselves and the women around them. They're looking for community. They're
Mm-hmm.
looking for connection, not only with other women around them, but also a deeper, truer sense of self. You know,
Beautiful.
they want to love themselves more.
Mm-hmm.
And so the retreats are a great space for them because now you have the time away from all the responsibilities. Like, yes, you leave it at the door, whether it's a workshop or a retreat, it's like I ask you to just drop it off at the door for a little bit,
Love
you know,
it.
and just let us hold you. Let
Mm-hmm.
us take care of you because how often do you do that anymore?
Right.
It's like we will take care of everything. All you got to do is show up.
Love it.
So we work like it is all a judgment-free space. You walk in and you will realize quickly that you are not alone in anything that you are going through, that other women, in many ways, either similarly to you or a little bit different, but
Mhm.
everyone's going through something.
Right.
And it's easier when you have the support system, when you can go through it together, when you come out of it together, when you can hold each other, hug each other. Women come in as strangers, but when they walk out, there are hugs, there are tears, there is laughter, there is
Love it.
just so much more. And there is this sense of community and friendship that is longer lasting after you leave this retreat.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing. And so, what inspired you to start these retreats and workshops that you do for your business?
So after going through this journey myself, postpartum,
Mhm.
um, my love for art just took a whole new life.
I love it.
And I didn't, that was never in the plan. My art was just my way of expressing, but like I would share it with friends and it caught the eye of a coffee shop that was opening up in California and they really wanted to have my art there. And from that just started, turning things and I became an artist, a professional artist, doing gallery shows
Love
and
it.
like doing live painting sessions. And then and then people were curious about like, because I had a certain style, a very distinct style. And I'm like, I feel like that stemmed from my own story. I'll be drawn to certain colors, certain ways of painting, and you could clearly see. And all my portraits, it's portrait art, what I was doing. They were very expressive. It was all about the female power, female empowerment. And you could feel the strength in every woman that I had painted.
Mm.
So people were like, I want to learn this, like teach me your ways. And I was like, I don't know. Okay, let's do this. And so like I had my first workshop there, and they loved it. And it was all about tying your emotion and creating your story visually. You can
Hmm.
do it with words, but sometimes words just can't capture the essence
Right.
of what it is that you're truly feeling. And I'm like, paint it out, because
Yes.
somebody else could resonate to your story through art.
Sure.
And yeah, so I did a workshop there while being a full-time artist. And I was like, this is it, like while I love painting, but what drove me to start painting is what I need to do more of.
Mm.
So I
Right.
was like, it's women. I'm like, I would talk to women, and so
Yeah.
many women resonated with what I was sharing. And I'm like, oh, wow, it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to create these spaces where women can just figure out who they are, just have
Right.
the space to put it down and learn their story through color and movement.
Love it.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
that's really amazing. And I love that you can bring people together to do that. And so is that the main focus of your work? Are these retreats and workshops then? Or are you taking clients like group clients and one-on-one clients too?
I don't do one-on-one because for me it's all about connection and community.
Sure. Okay.
I want to build that community. So I'm like, yes, I can work with two people, but I want to have more than one because I'm like, I want you to realize the power of art and community and what it can do
Awesome.
for you. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do workshops. I'll create these themes. Some are heavy, it's like some go deeper into your emotions, some
Okay.
are just fun introductory sessions. Like I'm having ones coming up towards the end of April. And it is just about going back into the 90s and just learning that person, that younger teenage self.
Yeah.
where you would pass secret notes to each other and you would dance and you would just doodle your crush's name in the notebook and going back to those times, so it's like
The
some are
blur.
just a throwback and some
Yeah.
are like, okay, let's dig deeper. Let's uncover what wants to come out.
Yeah.
So I do workshops around that as well. So like there's
Yeah.
usually a theme, but if you or a group wanted something, like, hey, I just want
Yeah.
a session with my girls where we just
Yeah.
create something for a community. It's just like something to connect us all and have fun. I do that. They're not paint and sips, like you're not
Oh,
going to create the same painting, but there's going to be a theme. There's going to be a common theme, and
sure.
it's
Sure.
going to bring out your personality. We're going to bring your personality out into that and celebrate that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. And so what types of medium do you typically do with these with your art? Are you mostly doing, I mean, you mentioned painting, so that could be acrylic or watercolor or oil. It could be a lot of
Yeah,
those. So what
I
kind of
don't do
medium do you
oil.
kind of,
So everything but oil. I don't do
yeah,
oil because like oil just it's a
it's so
commitment.
long. It's such a long process.
It's a long process and it could take months to years to dry, depending on how thick of a slab we've painted onto the canvas. And I'm like, we don't have the time for that. I want
Right.
you to really
Right.
enjoy your piece. So acrylics, watercolors, pastels, chalk, charcoal,
Oh, nice. You're all over the place
oil,
then.
all over the place. I will throw
Yeah.
in bubbles and like whatever you find out there in nature. It's like we will experiment and
I love
yeah, we will create something. I don't know what's going to happen at the end, but I know we're going to
it.
create something.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so your business is called the Art Alchemy Studio. Do you actually have a physical studio?
I do not. That is the goal. I
Oh,
manifest that.
okay.
But I go around and I support local businesses. So I
Okay.
work at like coffee shops or
Yeah.
wellness studios. I go all over and I do my workshops there.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. And so what is one of those things, I mean, in addition to art, because I love how in depth you are with your art. In addition to art, what's one thing you just love to do for fun for you and for your family and get just a chance to be silly with, your
Oh my
growing
God.
child?
Yes, for fun. I read obsessively, like
Good.
fantasy fiction. I want to get lost in another world. Like I just love the idea of authors creating these really detailed worlds that are so different from ours. I am, yeah, I'm a fantasy fiction girly, but I also love to spend time with my family. I'm trying to get
Yeah.
my to be more creative. We're getting there. I'm very
Yeah.
persistent and he's going to get more creative. I love traveling. My family, I don't have any family local.
Okay.
They all live internationally, so we travel far.
Yeah.
Not often, but we do travel long distance, and I love that. I love that so much. We love exploring new places, love trying new food. Oh my God.
Yes.
And deep conversation. I am really, really bad at small talk. Like I am
Oh,
the most awkward small talker, but oh, I love deep conversations. I'm like, tell me, let's get to the juice of who you are. Like, tell me
yeah.
secrets.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I
That's,
am that person.
I love that. I love, and I mean, that's how it should be, right? I mean, as soon as you get past some of the surface stuff, then it's like, oh, we're in this and we're having
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, I want to
conversations
get
and
in it. I'm like, don't be afraid to tell me anything. I'm like, I want to know who you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. And so, how are you continuing to build your business? Mostly through networking, or is it word of mouth at this point?
A
Or
lot of word of mouth, a lot of
yeah,
networking. I'm still fairly new at the business side of it, like
sure.
painting, talking, yes. And marketing, that's a whole other ball game.
It is for all of us.
Yeah. And I just cannot get behind the very masculine, like hardcore marketing, like the sales pitch. I'm like, I wish I was comfortable with that, but I'm not. But it is a lot of networking, a lot of conversations, a
Yeah.
lot of meeting people, word of mouth. Social media is a new, monster that I'm tackling
It's a
as well.
monster every day, right? Like if something is changing every day, and now we've got the new
Yeah.
challenge of, AI being mixed in the mix as well, and not using AI as a way to not be authentic, but also you walk that line, right? Because AI can help you save time, and
Yeah,
also you want to make sure it still sounds like you, and it sounds like
exactly.
you're actually the one that's driving it, not letting it drive for you. So it's, yeah, I mean, I
Exactly.
know that that's challenging for some people, and I mean, again, good
Okay.
input in, good input out, right?
Yeah. In this world of AI, we start need to using our hands and our brains, or we need more authenticity, more
We do.
human in this world now that AI is really taking off, you know?
It is, and it's, I truly believe that things like what you're doing, Dhruvi, I mean, being able to have hands-on pieces of art that you can say, I did this and the screen did not help me create this, right? And so that is still so important. And so I know that your space and my space too, actually, it will stay around because we need to actually use our brains. We need to use the full functioning both parts of our brains, left and right side, and be able to really then find spaces that inspire us and feel like we can create something new, whether it's a new program for your business or something that you're actually feeling like you're in that more
Yeah,
artistic, creative space. So
I feel like to grow, you got to let yourself be creative in whichever way. Let yourself
that's
have fun,
right.
let yourself play. That's how you stop pushing your boundaries and you start growing.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So what do you have coming up next? Or what's your next workshop or retreat that you have coming up that you'd like to
Okay.
share with the audience?
Yeah, so I have a workshop happening here in Parker. It's on April 18th. It's Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. And this is the one I was talking about, is kind of going throwing it back to the 90s and early 2000s. It is a 2-hour workshop. It's called Dear You, a girly play date with for you
Oh,
BFF. I am bringing in the friendship bracelets, the
I
chokers, the
love it.
collage, and we're painting. We're going to paint on our canvases. We're going to paint on our best friend's canvas. We're going to
I
share
love
notes with each other. We're going to dance, sing, be silly.
I love it.
It's 2 hours of just play. We're not going deep in this one, but it's
Yeah.
still going to be very heartfelt.
I love it. I love it. And you said that one's in Parker?
That was in Parker. It is selling out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it small because I do want it to still be intimate and fun. So I
Yeah.
believe as of today, there are six spots left.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's just
Uh,
fun. Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. Well, feel free to, where can people learn about that? Through your website?
Through my website, I do have it on my Facebook. I do have it on my Instagram as well. You know, I've got the links all over my social medias. I'm
Okay.
getting
And so what's the best website link for you? I'll put that in the comments as well.
Yeah, it is artalchemystudio.com.
Okay. All right. People, make sure you go check out Dhruvi's website for sure. And your socials are listed on there as well.
They are, yes, yes. It'll
Fantastic.
be there. It shall
Is
be
that the
easy.
best way to contact you is through your website?
Through my website, you can send me a message on Facebook. You can send me a message on Instagram. I try
Okay.
to stay pretty active on all of them as well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, awesome. We are so thrilled to have you come speak for us. I'll just mention your topic really quick because I think it's a really interesting topic. You have a 30-minute session for us during the ACE meeting coming up, and you said you're going to be doing a guided creative reset designed to help them recognize mental overload, focus attention, and practice small actionable shifts towards regulation. I love that.
Yeah. We're gonna do art, but we're gonna make it useful for you out in the real world.
Yes, amazing, amazing. So that's just a little teaser. So, definitely come on into our meeting on Wednesday, April 1st. So, Dhruvi, thank you so much for your time and energy today. Really, really appreciate you coming and for speaking for our community. Again, our community, ACE community, adventure, creativity, and enjoyment, because I think we need to play more in our lives. And so that is Wednesday, April 1st. We do meet from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. You are welcome to register for free at our website, ace-community.com. So definitely check us out and come see Dhruvi speak for us and share her creative wisdom with us in a couple weeks.
Yes, thank you. I love what you're doing at ACE, and I'm so excited to be a part of it on
Yeah,
April 1st.
yeah, it sounds good. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see everybody soon. Have a great week, everybody.